I forgot about Chet Congo. That man was a menace.
Hey, it's not a banger, chat.
I forgot about Chet Congo.
Not a banger, chat. Wait, no, is this a banger, chat? Is this a banger, chat? Man, that's what they should be saying.
What?
Nothing they be talking about in school today. This is not a banger, chat.
So they did 30 days of TNA wrestling. The number 2 moment was Elix Skipper walking on the cage.
That should, you said that's number one.
That's number 2.
How is that number one?
I'm trying to
How
think.
is Ela Skipper not doing?
I don't know, but whatever number 1 is,
this is not a banger,
mind
chat.
you, they already did the first episode, which I imagine was great. They did. Hang on, now we're thinking about it. Speaking of which, Sunday, TNA.
Is it Sunday or is it Saturday?
Sunday, whatever the 13th is.
March 12th. That's Saturday.
Oh yeah,
Hard to kill Saturday.
So I didn't buy it
because I know it was the same. The only reason I knew that it was the same day that ran the collision and Battle of the Belts is going on at the TED.
So on YouTube they did 30 days of TNA. And
how much is Hearts Unalive?
And it did 30 days of TNA. And I'm going to find them. Well, I know where they are, but I'm trying to. Am I subscribed to Impact? I should be. Well, what's soon to be TNA? Yeah, here we go.
It's TNA now.
It is TNA now. So they've been counting down the 30 days of TNA, and we're going to go through them. How about that?
How about no?
Not all of them. I'm just going to read which ones that they posted.
Oh. A lot of TNA.
Back from the dead.
No, where's Leon when we need him?
No, think about.
Where's Leon when we need him?
Put this into perspective. It was dead, right? It was dead. It wasn't even dead. It retired.
No, where's Roy Leon?
It was rebranded.
I'm paging Roy Leon.
It was branded something different. It was branded Impact Wrestling, but everybody kept calling it TNA, and they thought it would be dead. Especially after what happened in Victory Road, 2011. They thought for sure, this is it. There's no coming back. But then what happened? They just kept on trucking. They kept on trucking. And what happened? 2016, I know this is where it got for me personally. 2016, a resurgence happened. A resurgence. Thanks to,
crazy.
Shout out to Matt Hardy and the Broken Universe.
Is that really a resurgence?
It kind of was. Like I said, I'm talking about me. I hadn't been watching Impact TNA up until I kind of blanked out on TNA, to be honest with you. And then my buddy showed me video of that. A video of he showed me Tag Team Apocalypto. That's what he showed me. Where Maxwell, as a baby, fought Rockstar Spud in a match. And then he showed me where they had unleashed all the tag teams in TNA. So you popped
because of a baby fighting.
Let me finish. We're live, by the way, right?
Yeah, we are live.
The thing I popped at was the fact that, because you know me, I like kind of extreme stuff that's kind of nutty.
You like tomfoolery.
Yes, I do. I highly enjoy tomfoolery.
You are the king of tomfoolery.
So
everything
with that,
you breathe is tomfoolery.
With that, I saw Tag Team Apocalypto, and what they had, they brought all the tag teams from Impact, brought them in, and said, it's anything goes, falls count anywhere. The last team remaining becomes the tag team champions of TNA.
I ain't gonna hold you. That was some fun.
Right?
I ain't gonna call it some resurgence.
Right? And also at the same moment, like I said, it was a resurgence for me. It was my return to TNA for me. And at the same time, Bobby Lashley, somewhere on the Hardy compound, Bobby Lashley and Eddie Edwards are beating the hell out of each other over the World Championship. At the same time, every tag team you can think of is
keep
fighting
forgetting
each other
around
for the
same
tag
time
titles.
Robert was still around.
Huh?
Keep forgetting Robert Lashley was still there at this time.
Exactly. He was on his walking Armageddon.
Roberto.
He was doing his
Hell, big naysayer.
he was doing his whole walking Armageddon thing where he was
Bobby
basically
Lashley's
unstoppable.
A big naysayer.
He is a big naysayer.
There's a big naysayer.
He's not a. There's a bigger naysayer than Obafemi.
There's no bigger naysayer than Obafemi.
Obafemi
Shout out
is a
to
big naysayer.
the realest naysayer, Obafemi. And y'all weird for calling yourself some femboys.
Yeah, whoever
started this whole femboy movement,
that's
you got to get beat, bro. You got to get these hands because I'm not calling myself a femboy. The devil is a liar. Imagine calling yourself a femboy.
Oof. Unless you're
just to show your support for Obafemi.
Yeah, I mean, unless you
Oba,
do that sort of thing, but you know,
you could be
if you do that sort of thing,
sapiens.
if you do that sort of thing, that's cool.
Like I know we have Homo sapiens, but calling yourself, you'd been better off calling yourself an Oba sapien. Femboy.
Femboy's
Give
nuts.
me a break.
That's nuts.
Give me a
That is
freaking break.
insane. Absolutely insane. What else? Yeah. So then they did that, and then they had what? The final deletion. Well, that was after. That was before.
The final deletion was before.
That was before. They also, but after the final
ultimate
deletion, then they did the
that was
ultimate.
AEW.
Huh?
Wasn't it AEW?
No, that was the elite deletion.
No, ultimate deletion. WWE?
The ultimate deletion was all right. So they had the final deletion,
Was that
which
the Fed?
let me finish. Final deletion was Matt and Jeff in TNA, which they end up teaming together to do Delete or Decay when they feuded with Decay, Rosemary. When they feuded with Decay, which was Rosemary, Abyss, and Crazy Steve. That was Delete or Decay. After Delete or Decay, they did Tag Team Apocalypto when they did the whole show.
You sound like a nerd right now. By the way,
You're gonna let this stop. Just stop. Let me cook.
Let you know that.
Let me cook.
Looking over here.
And as I was saying, before I was interrupted.
What's my blood waffling about?
What?
What is blood waffling about right now?
Who's asking that?
No, that's the meme. What's blood waffling about?
Anyway.
You remember the meme?
I don't think so. Anyway, yeah, Impact did its thing. And then 2018, and well, I think it was like 2017 actually. 2017, it catches fire again. Sami Callihan hits Eddie Edwards in the face with a baseball bat. In what a lot of people called extremely unsafe. They called Sami Callihan everything but a child of God, especially Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette calling somebody a child of God would be the end of the world.
And then, which led to actually the other feud that kind of brought me back to watching TNA regularly, which was Eddie Edwards versus Sami Callihan. And yeah.
It was Jim Cornette.
And then,
wow, that's crazy.
And then Tessa Blanchard.
Yo.
That whole thing with Tessa Blanchard, getting a push, which I thought was great up until it wasn't,
So what? You mean the pandemic?
Yeah.
The pandemic kind of hurt
a lot.
The
wrestling industry as a whole.
Who in the world sent that long tail message?
It helped and hurt. It really did.
Where is that at? Is that Facebook?
He lost a lot of stars during the pandemic.
I mean, yeah.
Deserve it now.
Speaking out.
That's not to say it shouldn't have happened. I'm not saying that.
What shouldn't happen?
Speaking out. That should have happened because there were definitely people who needed to be rooted out of the wrestling industry.
Absolutely.
I agree. I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Without
However, there are some people who left I wish would have stayed. But after thinking about it, what can you do?
I got a comment, but I can't see it. I'm trying to figure out if it's on the Unbounded page or my Tell the Truth page. And somebody wrote an entire paragraph.
About what?
Heck if I know. I'm gonna read that joke.
Yeah,
I
read
wonder
it.
if it's Leon.
Is it Leon?
No.
It's not Leon.
Oh, it's a spam.
Of course.
It's on Twitch. Not a banger, chat.
Yeah. So let's run through these while we're waiting.
Oh dang!
What'd you
thought
just
had
tag
Rose
me?
though.
Oh, not. Oh, something tells me. Oh. Oh, this is you calling him out. That's funny.
Oh, who out?
Leon. Trying to drag him. First of all, I'm not glazing TNA. Just reviewing history. There's a difference. No, it's not. It's not the same thing.
It's okay. It's okay. You're glazing TNA. That's not a problem. Once you are man enough to admit the fact that you're glazing TNA, you
Anyway.
can progress as a society.
Anyway, so here are the 30 things that the 30 days of TNA, the 30 moments. Number 30 is Immortal forms. Hulk Hogan formed the faction Immortal. Ugh.
If that's on the top of your list.
That's number 30.
You couldn't find 29 other things better than that?
He did.
My fault. You couldn't find another thing. Keep going.
Kurt Angle versus Mr. Anderson in the steel cage. You know, when Kirk was on the perks and doing backflips off the cage.
They could have found another Perk Angle moment to put in front of Immortal.
Number 28, Beer Money. The birth of Beer Money. The start of Beer Money.
Oh, here he go.
Who? Leon?
Here he go.
Boy.
Here comes Leon talking trash. Let me go back to my Tell the Truth page real quick to see what he's talking about. Somebody, hey, Angela Fisher, go away. I don't want you finding my page and sending me spam accounts and jibber jabber. Here we go. What did this naysayer say here?
What did this naysayer say?
Yeah, we don't use the N word nowadays, Leon. We call them naysayers. I don't know if you've been keeping up with that part of the internet, but we say naysayers now.
Where is it?
What?
Where is it?
I see it. The thing is, I see it on my thing. You know what I can do? Hold on, let's see something real quick. What's that thing called? Restream. Keep going with your.
Anyway, that's
highlights.
number 28 is the birth of Beer Money. You know, Robert Roode. And
Yeah, I know beer.
James
I know
Storm.
beer money.
Beer Money.
I don't drink.
27 is number 27. Taz arrived at Victory Road 2009.
But cool.
26, Jay Lethal proposed to SoCal Val. That's when he was doing his Black Machismo, when he was doing
He
that.
proposed to who?
SoCal Val.
Oh.
It was when he was doing his whole Randy Savage impersonation as Black Machismo.
Was this supposed to be like Elizabeth?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
well.
that's basically what it was.
Sweet Christmas.
25, Roddy Piper came out to help Scott Hall. Number 24, Suicide, who we now know as TJP, debuted.
He
in
was
TNA.
only one of them though, right? He wasn't the only.
He was Suicide, and
he
then
said,
he
"Get
became
TNA's meat out your mouth."
who?
Leon.
You know what? Anyway. Yeah, so that was that, and then he was also Manic. Anyway, that was a whole other thing.
Or as Brian will call him, Tyler Burskin.
23, the Fish Market Street Fight. I think it was Team 3D. And
A lot.
What?
No, keep going.
Team 3D and Curryman and somebody else. I can't remember. I think Shark Boy was in there for some reason. Parking Lot Brawl. Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle. I think that was like the way to get Jarrett out of Impact. 21. Jeff Hardy as world champion debuted that belt, that hideous belt nobody liked, the Immortal belt.
This list
The one
already
that looked
sucks.
like his face.
Keep going.
Number 20, Mr. Anderson got into it with Hogan in a promo battle, whatever. Um, 19, the Motor City Machine Guns beat Beer Money in a best of 5 for the tag titles. Number 18, Abyss chokeslam Ric Flair through the entrance ramp. Oh, the Grizzled Young Veterans are coming to Hard to Kill. Number 17, Tara, who the formerly known as Victoria debuted in TNA. We have a 2-hour, 34-minute history of AJ Styles as a lone wolf before he went to. That was before he went to.
Yeah, I remember that.
To New Japan.
I remember that.
15, Rhino becomes TNA heavyweight, becomes the NWA heavyweight champion. I think that's when he beat Jarrett. I remember that match. It was pretty cool. Number 14, AJ Styles defeats Jeff Jarrett at Hard Justice to become NWA World Champion. Number 13, Christian Cage defeats Jeff Jarrett. I remember this. Number 12, Abyss gets gored by Rhino in a Falls Count Anywhere match. I remember that. That was pretty cool. Number 11, James Storm turned on Chris Harris and smashed a beer bottle in his face. I remember that. The best Ultimate X match ever is number 10. With that was the one AJ Styles won. I think AJ. Who else was in that? I know Chris Sabin. Oh, AJ, Chris Sabin, and I think Petey Williams were in that. Number 9, Team Canada laid out Team 3D and then sang the Canadian national anthem. Number 8, Christian Cage debuted in TNA. Number 7, the birth of the main event Mafia, Angle, Sting, Booker T, and Nash. Joe will join later. The whole weird thing. Number 6, Sting returned to TNA. Number 5, is this the first one or the second one? This looks like the first one. Styles, Joe, and Daniels in the triple threat, which they did twice at Unbreakable 2005 and then Unbreakable 2009. It was great. Both of those are really great. First one was really dope, though. Number 4 is the first ever TNA show. Number 3, Gail Kim became the first Knockouts champion. Number 2, Ely Skipper walked the cage. They haven't released number 1 yet, although I'm genuinely curious what number 1 is.
No.
If I had to guess, what do you think the number 1 event in TNA?
Did they do the woo off?
That's not on there. But
it better be the woo off.
That was.
If it's not the woo off, then
you gotta think. You gotta think. It's moments that defined TNA.
Okay, so there's no other moment that defines TNA other than the woo off.
No, that's just what.
They'll no.
Personally,
you saw anybody that has watched or knows about TNA wrestling. The one moment that people know about TNA wrestling more than any other moment in TNA wrestling history is when Ric Flair and Jay Lethal were wooing off at each other. There's no other moment to define TNA wrestling, and if it's anything other than that, that list was worse than every list we've read on this podcast.
Personally, I think it might be what could it be? It might be AJ winning the belt in 2009. It was AJ Styles. I think it was AJ, Sting, and Kurt Angle. I think it was Final Resolution 2009 when AJ won the belt for the first. It might be that. It could be AJ returning, becoming phenomenal to help the main event Mafia against Aces and Eights.
Woo off or flop. All right, let's get down to some of the stuff that's happened this year because it's been 11 days, and so much has happened already. I don't know why this year has been such a cluster truck, but it has been such thing. It's been an absolute cluster truck. We started off the year January 1st, and ESPN decided to talk about Jalen Milroe and his acronym LANK, which is allegedly let a naysayer know.
But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Then it ain't a naysayer. And if you a naysayer, then you a real naysayer. Then naysayers know.
Shout out to Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee was just like, okay, well, we supposed to just go with this because we can't say the word.
The funniest part about that was it wasn't like it was on a podcast. It was on live TV. That's what made it funnier.
Well, Pat
In the
McAfee
middle
is
of
Pat
college game
McAfee.
day.
Just when he's on TV like that, he just doesn't use as many colorful words that he would use during any other situation. So, I mean, that's cool. Let me see if I can find this ESPN news real quick while I have ESPN's name in my
What
mouth.
else happened? Also, speaking of ESPN, Michigan are your national champions of football. They defeated Washington 34-13. I thought Washington was going to put up a better fight. Not going to lie to you.
Defense is just
Yeah,
too elite.
defense matters. Defense does matter.
So since we're on ESPN's head talk here, let's talk about ESPN. Evidently they had to return Emmys and discipline staff after submitting awards under fake names.
Ooh.
There's been a scheme for over 20 years where ESPN has used fake names to win Emmy awards, and so it's now being caught up to, and yeah,
Oof. That's not good.
it's been a rough time for Disney, and now ESPN is catching on to the heat.
Yeah.
Yes, hold on. Some members of our team were clearly wrong submitting certain names that may go back to 1997 in Emmy categories where they were not eligible for recognition or statuettes. An ESPN spokesperson said in a statement, "This was a misguided attempt to recognize on-air individuals who were important members of our production team. Once current leadership was made aware, we apologized to the NATAS for violating guidelines and worked closely with them to completely overhaul our submission process to safeguard against anything like this happening again." So ESPN is basically trying to act like they had nothing to do with this, and I'm not buying it.
I expect nothing less from a
I'm
big
not
company.
buying it. Yeah, big company, they do these things to get people awards, and then they get caught doing something they had a business doing. Now they're gonna go place the blame on the people, on the little guy.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Everybody
So yeah,
knows.
I'm not buying it. If you buy it, congratulations, you're not very smart. What else is going on? Before we
Playoffs.
get to the big stuff.
Playoffs.
Oh, before we get to the playoffs, let's talk about the coaching carousel that is going to be coming along. Before we get to the pros, Godspeed to
Nick Saban.
one of the greatest head coaches in college football, Nick Saban. I know people don't necessarily care for him, but that's what happens when you
It's not that
build
you don't
a
care for
winning
Nick
culture.
Saban. You don't care for Alabama.
Well, I've always said that Nick Saban is basically the Bill Belichick of college football without all the scandals. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't hear too many scandals when it comes to Alabama. They've done things, at least as far as we know, currently the right way.
Yeah, I agree. They've done it right.
But when it comes down to like not Pete Carroll, I'll get his that. But Bill Belichick, he
Deflategate, Spygate,
Spygate, something else, and who knows whatever else that we don't know when it comes to the Patriots and how they have controlled also the fact that he can't win without Tom Brady. So there's that. But so let's look at the NFL head coaching situation right now because there's a lot.
So right
of
now,
things.
Arthur Smith is out in Atlanta,
Good.
as he should be. Who else?
Pete Carroll's
Pete
out.
Carroll's out in Seattle.
Which
How do you feel about that?
So my thing with Pete Carroll being gone, I appreciate everything Pete Carroll has done over the last 14 years. The fact that Pete Carroll has made it 14 years as the Seattle Seahawks head coach was when Pete Carroll got to Seattle. One of his first moves was cutting T.J. Houshmandzadeh and signing Michael Williams.
How did
Mike
that go?
Williams, the same Mike Williams that was drafted to the Detroit Lions and became one of the biggest draft busts in wide receiver history.
How'd that work out?
We went 9-7 and won the NFC championship, the NFC West, and beat the Saints in the wild card. Because again, remember, this is the same year, mid-season, he trades for Marshawn Lynch.
And gets them too, doesn't he?
And so the whole time I'm watching this, I'm not a fan. So he cuts TJ Houshmandzadeh.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Williams makes the 53, 55-man roster. I'm like, dog, you've only been here for like 3 months and you're already messing up. So this is the start of LOB as well, because I believe this is the same year that he brings in Richard Sherman.
Drafted or free agency?
Richard Sherman was drafted. No, it was the next offseason. That Sherman
who in the Legion of Boom was drafted and who was signed?
Basically, I think everybody was drafted. When it comes down to our secondary, everybody was drafted.
So
Cam was drafted. Earl was drafted not by. I don't think Pete drafted Earl.
But I'm saying they were drafted to the Seahawks.
So yeah, Earl was drafted.
Like I'm saying, you picked him up in the draft. You didn't sign him like off
for the most part.
agency.
Now when it comes to our defensive linemen, they were picked up in most of our defensive linemen that were really well known were free agencies. Like, Cliff Averill, Chris Clemens, Michael Bennett. Those guys, Uncle B. Bain, when he was there, was drafted. But I think he was one of Jim Moore's pickups. So when Pete Carroll got there, they really did build that team through the draft. And that is one thing I will always give Pete Carroll credit for. The amount of late round pickups that we've had. Pickups, not even just that, pickups outside of the first and second round. Look at Bobby Wagner was a second round pick. Russell Wilson, Cam Chancellor, Richard Sherman, 5th round pick. Our receivers, Doug Baldwin, I don't even think was drafted. Golden Tate. What's the dude now? Matter of fact, went to school with my rookie sister. Tyler Lockett. Even DK was what, 3rd round pick?
Yeah.
So Seattle has not done a lot of picking high-end players in the first round. This was the first year we've had multiple first-round picks, and both look like they're going to be good. Typically, our first-round picks have been people like Bruce Irvin.
Yeah.
Even before Bruce Irvin. Yeah, Earl Thomas was great. What's his name? Max Unger was a 2nd-round pick, but Russell Okung, I think, was a 1st-round pick. But then you look at guys like Aaron Curry. Bust. Seattle has had a hit and miss time with drafting 1st-round picks. Even if you go back to McGuire. Mark McGuire's brother. Quarterback. Bust. Brian Bosworth. Must I say more?
Yeah, his career was over
so,
once he got ran over by
for
Bosworth.
what Pete Carroll has done for Seattle's history, leading us to the Super Bowl where we beat the Broncos 43-8. Yes, I know. We should have thrown the ball in Super Bowl 49, whatever. It's cool. We made it. A lot of y'all teams have never made it to the Super Bowl, have never made a Super Bowl in your lifetime. And the last time some of y'all teams made the Super Bowl, you were in diapers.
What a stray. That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody catch strays now. Everybody gets it. But who knows? Maybe this is the year you go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, it's lined up that way, and I feel it in my bones.
I
feel this one in my bones.
You felt the last one in your bones too.
I actually didn't.
And you felt the one before that in your bones.
I actually didn't feel that in my bones.
We got that.
Those were nerves.
Those
were
got
bad
Chopper
nerves.
Pollard.
Those were nerves.
We got D.D. Lamb.
I'm going to tell this not as you're stealing his gimmick.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to tell him you're stealing his gimmick.
Like I told you, if the Cowboys win the Super Bowl this year, I will come on this podcast the next episode with my dad's C.D. Lamb jersey. That was the last gift I got my dad for Christmas. I will pull up with my dad's CD Lamb jersey. It's in my mama room. I would just have to go to my mama's house and pick the jersey up.
Anyway, I do feel this one in my bone. I say that because while we're on the topic, look where we're at now. So now
that Naysayer coming for blood.
We're the 2 seed. We're in the 2 seed.
Okay.
We got the Packers in the first round.
Don't sleep on the Packers, please.
I'm not sleeping on the Packers. I personally am not sleeping on the Packers.
The Packers have nothing to lose.
I know, but I also know, I have faith. So, and then after that we got the Rams or the Lions. Meanwhile, the Eagles. Play the Bucks.
Let's talk about it.
Considering how the Bucks, considering the Eagles have been playing the last couple of weeks.
I got the Bucks winning, honestly.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Even though I'm not even going to sleep on the Eagles, I ain't even going to hold you. We are at a point in the league in the season now where, honestly, I would not be 100% surprised if a lot of teams, in certain seasons, anybody in the AFC North, I can see making the Super Bowl. Yes, even the Steelers.
Yeah.
If TJ Watt is healthy,
he's not. He tore his MCL. Grade two.
So how long is he out?
That's the season, bro.
Where did you see that at?
No, it's an MCL sprain. It's an MCL tear. It's a grade 2.
Was it a tear or is it a sprain?
It's like a grade. They said it's like a grade 2 MCL sprain. You're not coming back from that.
A sprain, I can see him playing.
Hey y'all, let me see.
A tear is a whole different story.
Let me see.
It's the playoffs.
Hold on. Let me find this so I get it right. It's a grade 2 MCL sprain, and he's not going to play against the Bills.
All right, so even then,
Okay, so he was initially diagnosed with a grade 3 and later a torn. However, the diagnosis is better. It's a grade 2 MCL sprain, which requires a couple of weeks of rest and recovery, which they don't really have because the Bills are hungry.
That's the thing. So even with that, Nick Herbig has to step up. So if Nick Herbig steps up, I still think that they have a chance, especially with how well Najee has been playing. If Deontay and NFL Youngboy really go into a different level, then there's another issue because we've seen how well Mason Rudolph has played over the last few weeks. So even then, the Bills can get real scary at any time. Their defense is a really good defense. And if Josh Allen can stop turning the ball over so much, they could be a Super Bowl team. The Cleveland Browns probably have the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
And a elite wide receiver 1. And an elite 38-year-old quarterback. You know, the only thing elite about him is his Nike socks. So you see where the Browns are. You have who else? Who won the Dolphins?
Yep.
Next, the Dolphins. There's something. They just can beat the Cowboys, but then again, the Cowboys have not proven to me that they can beat an elite team yet.
We beat the Eagles.
The Cowboys have not shown me they can beat an elite team yet.
Bro, the Eagles.
The Eagles what? Go ahead, lie.
I'm not even lying.
Lie.
The Eagles at the time we played them.
Eagles were never elite.
The Eagles at the time we played them were being like highlighted as still one of the best teams in the NFC.
Okay, we didn't know any better.
That's the excuse. Okay, that's the excuse.
What was the Eagles' statement game this year? Struggling against the Patriots? You're right. It was the game where they lost to the Jets.
That was hilarious. No, I'd say it was their win over the Dolphins.
You mean the time they struggled to beat the Giants?
Or the time they struggled to beat the Bills in overtime.
The Eagles were never a top-tier team. They never played like a top-tier team this year.
See, I told people they were frauds. Scooter Magruder told people they were frauds.
Scooter Magruder was taking a massive victory lap today on
As he
clickbait.
should. As
He
he
took
should
a
have.
massive
As
victory
he
lap
should
on
have.
clickbait. Shout out to Scooter Magruder.
As he should have. He said they were the worst 10-1 team in the league, and he was right.
Yeah, they were.
He was 100% right.
And they really benefited from a very, very helpful schedule this year. So.
Who, us?
No,
Or-
Philly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the one team that they beat, well, outside of the Cowboys, that were legit, well, outside the Bills, were the Dolphins,
yeah.
which the Dolphins are also a very sketchy team. So again, the Cowboys have yet to show me that they can beat an elite team. Matter of fact, the last time they actually played against an elite team, they got blown out. But it's okay. So did the Eagles
Exactly. And
and the Seahawks,
yep.
and just dog-winning every other team that played against them.
Yep.
Which is why I still think the 49ers, it's probably the 49ers and the Ravens. Because even before y'all get to play the 49ers, y'all got to get past either the Rams or the Lions. And honestly,
We played the Rams earlier this year, beat them 43-20.
and y'all should have lost to the Lions.
Yeah, we should have, but we didn't because God is on the throne.
Mm-hmm. Don't put this on God.
And also because the referee is not our fault. The referees are stupid.
Yeah, it is your fault.
No, it isn't.
It's your fault.
It isn't.
Hey, girl.
Not our fault. The referees are idiots. It's not our fault that Brad Allen is a moron.
And that's why he's not coaching it. That's why he's not refereeing games in the playoffs. But even though y'all did beat the Rams, I think the Rams was Stafford starting that game.
Let me verify.
Even then,
I know Puka
so
Nacua was
maybe he
playing.
wasn't. Maybe he was starting, but I really feel like he's hit that stride where. Remember where he was at when they won Super Bowl 2-3 years ago. I think he's at that stride and stopping Puka. And then if you stop Puka, congratulations. Then you got to go stop the other white man.
The Florida State just got penalized for NIL violations.
Florida State is getting straight hosed, though,
And it's really not
I don't
fun.
Like that.
It's not cool. Yeah, Matt Stafford did play. Matt Stafford played. He went 13 for 22, 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
Tough.
Yep. Daryl
What's up,
Henderson
Dougie
played.
Fresh?
Tyler Higbee, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. They all played. They all played. How did they get their touchdowns then? He threw a touchdown. 2 touchdowns and
So,
then Royce Freeman got
yes,
a
the
touchdown.
Cowboys probably have the second best shot of making the Super Bowl this year in the NFC. But, yeah, I wouldn't be sleeping on the rest of the division. So let's pull up the schedule for this week. Who's playing Monday?
The Bucks and the Eagles in
Did they
Philly.
pick a better game for Monday night?
Apparently, they didn't pick ours. So
I mean, I said a better game, not worse. All right, here we go. So Baltimore and San Fran have the byes. So you have Cleveland and Houston. That is going to be a fun game to me.
which one?
Cleveland, Houston.
Sounds like fun.
I really like. These are two of the teams with possible head coach of the year candidates. Kevin Stefanski as well as D'Amico Ryans, which I think are the top two coaches when it comes down to that award.
I'd like to see D'Amico get it. I like to see him get it.
I think it's going to go to Kevin this year, though. You know what D'Amico did with that team when a lot of people were saying that the Texans were still in rebuilding mode. I think it definitely deserves to be appreciated, but when you think about the fact what Kevin Stefanski had to deal with, Kevin Stefanski started 5 quarterbacks this year, and they won 10 games.
Oof.
Starting running back was injured for the rest of the season. 5 starting quarterbacks. I think it goes to Kevin Stefanski. So he got Bills or who got Texans or the Browns? Browns winning the Super Bowl. Wow, that's a bold statement.
That's a take.
That's a take. Oh my gosh. I got the Browns winning this one though. Just off of their defense, I do think that CJ's going to struggle here.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's CJ's first playoff game in the league, so I mean, him struggling here would not be a bad thing, especially when you have a guy on the other side of the field that has been there before, went through the entire playoffs, didn't throw a pick, and then led us into the Super Bowl.
TNA is expected to reveal multiple new signings in the coming weeks. There's a chance. There's a chance I could take my victory lap.
No, for Mercedes?
Yeah.
Miami, Kansas
It'll be
City.
really, really funny. Because you didn't show up.
That's who we didn't talk about.
Because you didn't show up at Dynamite.
She's showing up sometime soon in AEW. I doubt she's going to be in that.
But
Kansas City's the team we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Are they?
I'm not confident. I'm not feeling it. It's not as sure as it was in previous years.
The lack of
sure.
that number one receiver is really hurting.
It's not even that. It's the lack of like. It's the increase of what happened to my hands.
Happened to who?
What? It's an increase of what happened to my.
I mean,
hands.
that's what happens when you have R-Truth as your receiver.
Yeah. A lot of dudes dropping the ball.
Ron Killings to be wide receiver.
A lot of dudes dropping the ball.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Even though I really do think that they have a good chance of developing Rashee Rice.
They better figure something out.
So Rashee Rice is going to be a solid player. He's not there yet, but I've seen some play from Rashee Rice, and I'm like, okay. He still need more help than just this one guy, and Travis Kelce is too busy worried about Taylor Swift.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know about the AFC. I don't know who's going to be in the.
I still got the Chiefs winning this game though.
The Chiefs over the
Dolphins.
Yeah, probably.
Because the Dolphins again can't be a good team. I'll wait for you to catch the joke.
I caught it.
What was the joke?
I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction.
It's too late because you already know what I'm saying there. The Dolphins have not been a good team this year. Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
I'm
going Buffalo. As much as I said about Pittsburgh, all the praises I say to Pittsburgh, I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, Josh.
I already told y'all 100%. I got Tampa Bay over Philly.
Yeah. Although I told somebody I would love to see Philly
I think it is.
I would love to see Philly in the.
What's good, bro?
I would love to see Philly in the championship game, Dallas and Philly.
That's not happening.
It might.
Rams, Detroit.
It's possible. That's a toss-up for me.
It really is. That's gonna be another fun one to watch, honestly.
If I had to pick one, I'd say Detroit. If I had to pick one, but
so I don't think Laporta's playing this week.
Yeah,
and that's definitely gonna hurt. That's one of his top weapons outside of Amon-Ra
St. Brown.
Even though that
Detroit pass rush,
good too.
That Detroit pass rush, Aiden Hutchinson and Anzalone. It's a toss-up.
Oh, well, maybe Laporta does play. He's practicing.
I'm going to stick with Detroit.
I'm going to go slight edge to Detroit here.
Yeah. Slight.
Like I can definitely see LA pulling something out of their rectum. Like some Browns beating Texans, Rams. Okay. Lions might win the NFC is wild. Green Bay, Dallas. Give me the Packers. No, I'm joking. Give me the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Give me the Cowboys. You thought I was gonna say give me the Packers, didn't you?
Yeah.
Give me the Cowboys. If the Cowboys don't win this game, I'm going to be on this next episode and like I'm rubbing it in.
See, I would never. See, I would never do that. I want you to
I
know
will. I
that. I would never do
no
that to you.
type
I
of
want
chill.
you to know that I would never do that.
I'm
to
petty.
You. I know you're petty.
I'm very petty. You should
Right.
know this already. You
I know
know me
this.
for
I know this very
about 20
well.
years at this point.
I know this for very well, but I just want you to know that I would never do that to you.
Guess what I didn't do?
But yeah, we're gonna be all right.
Think somebody in the chat is gonna say, "Ask."
We gonna be all right. We gonna be all
So,
right.
let's
Be all
see.
right.
Saturday, the games is Houston, it's Browns and Texans, and then Dolphins, Chiefs.
Sundays.
Steelers, Bills, Packers, Cowboys, Rams, Lions to close out. And then Monday night, they picked the worst game to play, but it's going to be Eagles, Bucks. And we'll see what comes in next week.
I feel it in my.
Last Monday night football game.
Yeah.
Cowboys should be scared to play Lions. They ain't beating them twice. Wow.
Well,
Lions
people said the same thing about Oregon and Washington beat them twice. So.
Well, all I'm saying is Cowboys should have lost that game. I think that I'm pretty sure that is they got bulletin board material over there in Detroit.
We'll see.
And especially my boy Sam Laporta party plays.
We'll see.
You know, I wanted Sam Laporta on my team. But I'm happy that he's doing well in Detroit.
Anyway, what's next?
Oh, we didn't talk about the coaches yet.
So Dan
So
Lanning.
here's the openings for head coaching positions in 2024.
Dan Lanning is
ranking
going to
from
stay
NBC.
at Oregon.
Who?
Dan Lanning was a.
Who cares about Dan Lanning? All he does is talk.
Yeah, well, he's going to stay at Oregon. He was a candidate for the Alabama job. He's going to stay. Dabo, Sweeney, and Lane Kiffin are the top candidates for the Bama position. Nick Saban is assisting in the transition. I imagine he's going to pick his successor. Because as I was telling my dad earlier, that's a job you have to be selected for. You can't, choose that job. They want you. Nick Saban wants you in that job.
Yeah.
That's how important that
That's
job
a
is.
good point.
What?
Mike Vrabel to the Patriots would be a
That
definite.
could be.
Even though I think I saw somewhere where Gerard Mayo was the favorite.
Wasn't he an assistant?
Yeah, he was the linebacker coach.
Maybe.
So Gerard Mayo, former
Wait,
Patriot
the
linebacker.
Raiders didn't get in, did they?
The Raiders did not get in, but I think if they're smart, they go ahead and hire Antonio Pierce.
I was thinking the same thing.
When
They should
Antonio
hire your
Pierce
cousin.
took over that spot, and this is the issue that the Raiders have. They bring in old washed head coaches that can't really do anything.
Not even old.
They get
just
fired.
washed. Worse, they just bring in washed head coaches.
Yeah, washed head coaches. Well, let's be honest here. Josh McDaniels wasn't even clean to begin with. Like
Yeah.
the fact that Josh McDaniels got a second shot after what he did in Denver
Ugh.
is beyond me.
Wait, wasn't he Tebow's coach? Right?
No,
Who was Tebow's coach in Denver?
I don't know. But I remember he was the one that brought in. He may have been the one that bring in Tebow. But I remember, because you remember he came in and his starting quarterback at the time was Jay Cutler. And they traded him to Chicago and got Kyle Orton. And I think that same year they just fumbled away the playoff spot. Opinion about what the Bears should do after draft. I think they use that number one pick on Maserati Marv. Get Marvin Harrison Jr. You keep, unless you're giving him to Seattle, you keep Justin Fields and get him some help around him. I think Justin Fields can be a solid starter. And we saw a lot of improvements this year from Justin Fields, if you ask me. So you bring in Marvin Harrison Jr. You use that other first round pick on an
Oh,
offensive lineman.
Eric Studsville and then Josh McDaniel.
So McDaniel was the one that brought in Jay Cutler.
This is 2010. Hold on.
Yeah. Well, Jay Cutler was traded when Josh McDaniel came through. Because I remember watching the Flimlo Raps did an entire.
This is
thing
Kyle
about-
Orton was brought in. Yeah, hold on. That can't be right.
This
What
list
year did
does
they make
not
that
have the
playoff
Patriots. Huh?
What year did they make that playoff
What
run?
playoff run? What playoff run? You mean the one where Demaryius Thomas had the
Yeah.
touchdown? That was 2011.
Okay, that's why.
Because the next year they brought in Peyton Manning.
Yeah, cunts.
What? They won a Super Bowl with it. I don't blame them for what they did there. Tebow, again, I will die on the hill that Tebow was not a good quarterback. Tebow got a few grit plays to happen at a great time for him
Oh no,
because his defense was so doggone good.
a 7-game win streak tells me otherwise.
Tip, you know who else had 7 games won this year? The Jets. Did they have a good quarterback?
Although in your defense, all of them were close. All the wins I'm seeing were close.
My point exactly.
Well, that's not true. They beat the Raiders 38 to 24.
Who was that?
The Raiders, the Broncos.
Okay, but still, the Broncos remind me of this year's Jets. A horrible quarterback, and when they win games,
Horrible is egregious.
Tim Tebow was horrible.
He was not a bad guy.
Yes, he's a great guy, amazing guy. Horrible quarterback on the NFL level. If Tebow was as good as you say he was as a quarterback, why did Tebow not succeed after he left Denver? When Tebow went to a team that did not have a good defense.
All those teams were ass.
Oh, so he was hiding behind his defense is what you're telling me.
No, those teams were ass. So that's what I'm telling you. The Jets.
But
ass.
you're good. You're a good quarterback. And hold on, no, let's not do that because them same Jets were just 2 years removed from 2 straight AFC Championship appearances. Am I not wrong? Am I wrong? So the Jets also had an elite defense. Revis Island, Bart Scott, Wilkerson.
John Fox. That was killing me.
Yeah.
I don't think of who that was. John Fox.
Do you like the playoff expansion to see a beat?
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna. You're still gonna have the same issues that you have with the 14 playoff. But I mean, it's cool that more teams get to beat. I mean, it's the same amount of football. It's just they're using some of the bigger bowl games that they have as playoff games. But yes, Tim Tebow was not a good quarterback. Tim Tebow was a quarterback that was in a great position because his defense was so doggone good. And Tim Tebow is literally, you know what Tim Tebow is? Kyle Bowler. Kyle Bowler? No. He's Trent Dilfer. What is Trent Dilfer's claim to fame?
Hold on. Sorry, I'm reading something. Leon just made a really good point on Twitter.
I don't know what he said.
He said, if you're mad about this guy mocking Christians, but cheer Dave Chappelle mocking trans people, you're a hypocrite. You praise the redhead for using the word of God as a shield to spread hate upon others, which the Bible says not to do. Congratulations, hell is waiting. Someone in the body responded, dude, mocking homosexuality, which is a sin, and mocking Christianity, which isn't a sin, aren't remotely the same things. One is good and the other is evil. You are probably one of those people who think heterosexual and homosexual relationships are just the same. I mean, if you ask me, they kind of are. Both of them still have issues, as far as things go. Anyway, pure and a holy act, while the other is a degenerate inversion of that act. So no, they aren't the same, and we are not hypocritical for pointing it out. Two sides worship something. This is Leon's response. Two sides worship something. Cry like bitches when people make fun of it. Both sides make fun of each other and cry like bitches when the other side makes fun of them. You're the same. Shout out to Leon, by the way.
My issue is, I don't want to touch that for obvious reasons. But back to where I was going here. He's Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
Trent Dilfer's claim to fame was, I got a Super Bowl ring, and I wasn't really the reason why we won the ring.
No.
Tim Tebow, yes, he's won some games. He's had some heroic moments in the last moments of a game. What happens in the other 3 quarters? Tim Tebow can't hit a receiver for the first 55 minutes of a game. And he pulls out something, he pulls a rabbit out of his hat and wins the game. Because more than likely, his defense gives him enough time to get something right. He's a blind scorer that finds a nut at the right time because his defense gives him an opportunity to find a nut. Period. I don't know who that is, but period. Let me see. Let me read this again. Who's this redhead girl?
I have no idea who that is. No idea.
Don't worry about it. Love everyone. See, my thing is this when it comes to Lil Nas X, and I told you the same thing. He's thinking he's trolling Christianity, but he's really playing with fire in the long run. And it's not anything that I can do about it. And I heard one passage, the way he handled it, I think it was been the best way possible. It was not the Bryson Gray type method where Bryson Gray is basically seeking out people, oh, you're a gay demon, this and the third. I'm like, nah. Look, man, I know something may happen down the road, and I'm hoping that you heal from this. But I don't think you know what you're dealing with in this situation. Cool. Why don't they pick on other religions like that though? As prominent people, they don't. The prominent people, they don't do that with other things.
Like what?
And when it's
all right, so this is what I think. I think we said that before. I don't know if I said on the pod, but I know I told you. I think it's because he said, why don't they pick on other religions? I think it's because these other religions aren't flaunting themselves like Christianity does.
in what way?
In the way that nobody is nobody is on the nobody is on the street with a sign that says Allah Allah hates gay people. Nobody's standing on the street like nobody's going into a church. No, a Jewish man isn't going into a Baptist church saying all of you are going to hell because you don't believe in Judaism. A Buddhist isn't going into a mosque saying that all of you are wrong because you don't believe in Buddha.
So you have a handful of dorks, and that's what they are. Let's go ahead and be honest. They're dorks. Because one, you're not even doing the right thing in the first place by doing that.
No, I agree.
But I will say you have Hebrew Israelites who are not Christians,
right,
who also are out on the street, and you see them in droves, and there have been some reports of them being agitators.
Okay, that's
so why aren't they in that same seen that same light?
That is like with everything. There's a small percentage of people within those groups who do the agitation.
So with Christianity though, and why is it that our small percentage has to be the one that's highlighted?
Why does ours? Well, maybe it's because our small percentage doesn't know how to keep its mouth shut, doesn't know how to take L's, which is I'm going to say take L's, But
That's a human. But unfortunately, that's a
what I'm
human
saying. That's a
issue.
human thing. But I'm saying,
And that's been my
I think
whole
our,
argument
like,
when we come
we
down to these
can't,
conversations.
I think ours, we can't. I don't get it either. Why Christianity in particular, but also at the same time, I'm like, I kind of get it. I kind of get it.
I mean, I have my reasonings, and a lot of my reason isn't a very popular reason. When you start really looking at it, it is a opinionated and slash biased reason when we get down to it. But when you look at how all the issues that people want to throw at Christians and things like that, I'm like, you can find those same issues with any other demographic. Oh, you're judgmental.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So are you, but you're not a
100%
Christian.
100% agree. But
oh, all these
now,
pastors are schemers and scammers and this, that, and the third.
No.
You know some that don't go to church. Oh, you guys are phony. You hang with phony people. So when you break everything back down to the basics, what are Christians? What is the common denominator between Christians and non-Christians?
Belief.
No. Starts with H.
Hope. I don't know.
Human.
Yeah, human. Yeah.
So when we break it all the way down, we're using, everybody has these issues with labels. But until you actually get past that label, you never really attack the real issue. The issue is that humans are flawed people.
Yes.
And instead of saying, okay, let's assess every human by themselves as an individual, we have to be arguing back and forth about, because we have some horrible people within the Catholic Church that have been dealing with kids, or this pastor has X amount of kids out there with X amount of women in the church, or whatever it is. Because again, that is an issue that this human has himself. It's not an issue that every pastor has. I'm a musician. You know what the most annoying thing is about being a church musician?
Bumps.
No, it's the stigma that we all some hoes.
Well, there's that. Well, no, because I don't know.
I ain't no hoe.
I'm not. I don't go on enough dates for that.
It's either we all that or we gay.
Now, on the latter, how many of you ran into that are?
There are plenty.
Okay, so.
But why is that something that everybody has to deal with? Yes, there's some thoughts out there. Dudes be out there land pipe this way, land pipe that way, land pipe that way, and they probably play for both teams. That ain't all of us though. I know more straight men in the music department that ain't out here laying pipe each and every way than I do that are. And I know people.
Just like both of us with PKs, the stigma that
right.
PKs
the PK stigma is another one I absolutely hate.
Yeah. Now all of us are insane. I mean, I got a little bit of issues, but I'm not.
I mean, but you have issues because, again, why? You're human.
Oh, yeah. Just life.
You're human. Once people can break down past the stigma of what you are, I'm a PK, I'm a musician, I'm black, I'm an educator. You can find any type of stigma with all those things. I'm a coach. Oh, that works with dog with hats. Everything of that sort, you have the stigmas with it. And we never go anywhere because we are too busy arguing about something. Last year, the last few years on social media, I cannot tell you how many times I sat there and rolled my eyes at gender debates. Oh, the black man, this, that, the third. The white woman, the black woman. Shut up. It's tiring. And so now what happens is you'll have people like Lil Nas X that'll troll the church. And we're like, why? Most people are like, why? And honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is the way that Lil Nas X gets his publicity. The whole cowboy thing is dead.
No, I thought that was a pretty fun era.
It was cool for about 6 months.
That was a fun era.
It was cool about 6 months.
It was.
What else has he done since being a cowboy? He came out as gay. That worked for a little bit. Then he gave Satan a lap dance. The most stuff people talk about with Lil Nas X is stuff that he does to troll Christianity.
History Baby was pretty good.
His most popular stuff is him trolling Christianity, him giving Satan a lap dance.
He didn't troll Christianity in
him.
History Baby.
Can I get into my Christian era?
He didn't. Troll,
and then this, whatever he's doing now.
He didn't troll them in Industry Baby, and that's one of his biggest hits. Just saying. The only thing people were mad about that was that he was dancing the music video was shot in a prison, and everybody freaked out because he was dancing in a prison with a bunch of men in a men's prison.
That definitely not getting the most publicity. That was talked about. When I'm talking about publicity, I'm talking about the most conversation from it.
No, I'm saying it got publicity.
It probably got most strings. Let me see.
It got publicity because it's like, but I'm also at the same time, I'm like, bro, it's a men's prison. He's dancing in a men's prison in the shower. He's dancing in the shower of a men's prison. I'm not sure what y'all thought was going to happen.
I mean, dancing in the prison is crazy as it is, but okay. Evidently, his top song is still Old Town Road.
That song is catchy. I don't care what nobody says. That song is catchy, bro. That song is catchy.
Thanks to Billy Ray Cyrus.
That song is catchy. Actually, I actually prefer the OG version.
Yeah, I do too. Honestly,
without the Billy Ray was good, but nah, the other one. I think it's still on here. I don't have it on. That's crazy. I thought. But
like even bringing up like Dave Chappelle. I guess, and I do understand where Leon's coming from. That you can't have it both ways.
You can't.
You have, and I mean, if you look at it, Christianity has been trolled on multiple occasions. It's been done on TV shows, Family Guy, South Park. South Park has even gone to the point of anti-Semitism. And somehow, some way, they've been. That's the crazy part. They've been able to continue even making some very anti-Jewish remarks. So, for them to do that, have they really tried the other conversations?
Like what?
Going after the LGBTQI.
Well, they had the teacher in there who transitioned. I forgot his name.
I'm asking because I don't watch South Park.
I don't watch it either. It got kind of lame for me.
I don't know. It's just like certain things.
It was like, no. It was one of those shows that tried too hard to be controversial.
Yeah.
It tried way too hard. Like, they had Kanye West in there. They had Michael Jackson in there. It was like depictions of them. I'm like, you're trying way too hard. Like, if you're going to do that, do it subtle. Now, granted, it was a lot.
And I think we also have to remember that everybody does have non-negotiables. So there are things where, like, yeah, I can't rock with you joking that. And again, that is a human aspect. So some people might be cool with what he's doing, and because but then you start talking about what Dave Chappelle did in his last stand up, and that's a non-negotiable.
I think this is why I love me. I love being me because I don't think I'm not gonna say there's nothing should be. I want to say nothing should be off limits, but like at that point it comes to tact. Like, how are you talking about it?
Right, it's just the same way. Some people can't really handle racist jokes.
Yeah,
and that's their non-negotiable. And I think, shut up. And that's just a human thing about it. That is certain things like Kendrick Lamar. I've kept to my word on Kendrick Lamar not being on my playlist. And that is going to continue. But that's just my personal non-negotiable. Let me go handle that situation. What? Keep on.
I admire you for that, though. Gotta hand it to you.
I mean, Lil Nas X was never somebody I would just go out my way to listen to in the first place. So cutting him out of my playlist was not as difficult as cutting Kendrick Lamar out. Because Kendrick Lamar was one of my favorite artists. So it really hurt to have to kick Kendrick Lamar off my playlist. Lil Nas X, I've never heard a song that was like, yeah, this is going to my playlist and it's going to be nonstop. Same to you. Back to college football. Well, not really college football yet, but back to football. There's a player by the name of Ryan. Not Ryan. His name's not nice. His name is Noah.
Let's not do this.
Yeah.
Yes, Barca. It's going to be in El Clasico in the Super Cup.
We're doing this.
What is this? Oh, that's Sunday. What time is that on Sunday?
His name is Ryan. Why I keep saying Ryan?
Noah. His
Noah.
father's name is Ryan.
That's why. His father's name is Ryan. But I know a Kanega.
Carry on.
That's his name, Ryan. Noah Kanega.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's spelt with the N word, and then there's a K there, and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's Kanega.
The K is silent.
The K is pronounced. You better say the K. Kanega. And so I really want to see where he goes. And if he goes to West Virginia, you already know the amount of
people, the amount of people on local radio or on, it's mostly going to be local radio. You know, somebody on local radio is going to mess up because nobody on the national level, like ESPN, streaming it on ESPN, is going to cost themselves their jobs for that.
Oh no.
Not even that they're going to lose their jobs, but everybody's going to be like, look, we get it, but come on. But you know, there's just going to be that one person in that local station in some Midwestern town that he goes to that's just going to say, you know what, I'm going to utilize my freedom of speech and just go full MAGA with it and drop the full thing and go full hard ER on it. You just know it. You just know it.
And I'm going to sit there and laugh at how stupid you are.
Yes, because it will be hilarious. It's going to happen, and it's going to be hilarious. Going to be hilarious. Because they made a video, literally, of how to say it. His father made a video of how to say it. The right way to say it, so you can't say that you didn't know. Or I was being insistent. If you knew, you knew. The only way you didn't know is if you didn't want to know. That's the only reason you don't know.
Stand with me, fellas, ladies and gentlemen. Noah Kanega. And the crazy thing, I still people talking about it on TikTok, and they're still using
Kanega.
Right. And I'm like, think of the I as a E. Kanega. It's ridiculous.
It's going to become Naysayers. It's going to turn into that. Going to. Yep. Somebody's going to put the hard ER on it. And it's going to be funny. It's going to be funny.
Oh, I'm going to laugh at it. You know what my next reaction is going to be? You about to lose your job.
That itself was one of the funniest times during the pandemic. Didn't have a lot of fun times, but definitely that was definitely a highlight. That video on TikTok was a highlight. TikTok itself has been a highlight since 2020, honestly. They were doing about TikTok. They tried to ban it. It didn't get banned. You know what I've been mostly using TikTok now for? To find stand-up comedians, new stand-up comedians. And I found some pretty good ones. I found some comedians doing some bits that genuinely made me laugh, and I love a good genuine laugh every now and then.
Oh yeah.
You know.
I need to hear what Sherman said about Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Evidently,
really
he
good.
went deep on Pete Carroll. I'm just that
Where
is
are my keys?
that is a
Where's
quote.
my flashlight?
That is a quote.
Grabbing the flashlight.
That is a quote.
I'm grabbing the flashlight.
That's a quote.
Grabbing the flashlight.
That's a quote.
Hang on, I gotta take
That's
this
a
off.
quote.
Hang on, nope. I gotta grab the flashlight.
It's a quote.
I don't care.
It's a quote. It's not my words.
You didn't save yourself.
It's a.
You didn't save yourself.
And I quote.
I have to grab the flashlight.
And I quote. In the words of Skip Bayless,
I don't make the rules.
it's the Skip. It wasn't me. It was Skip. In the words of Skip Bayless, this is the words of Skip, not Ant. Skip. It's Skip. You want me to read what Skip said? I will read the words that Skip said. This is the tweet from Skip Bayless. Richard Sherman is about to go deep on Pete Carroll, now on Undisputed.
Don't make the rules.
Well, don't do it to me.
Well, no. I have to do it to both of you. I have to do it to you because when you
not,
said it,
you're shooting the messenger.
You didn't say Paul. First of all, you didn't say Paul. I don't care if it was direct from you or not. The law
shouldn't have to say pause for things that I say.
The rule.
I didn't say it.
What you said.
I didn't say it.
What you said was diabolical.
I didn't say it.
I know you didn't say it.
Okay, so it's not my responsibility to pause it. It's Skip's responsibility to say pause.
You still have to cover yourself when reading.
I don't have to cover diddly squat. I'm not a cornerback.
Hence why you're getting the flashlight.
Flashlight this naysayer.
That's why you have to get. All right.
Flashlight skill. There ain't no way.
Anyway, Skip, what are you talking about? What are you talking about, Skip Bayless, huh?
Going deep.
What are you talking about? Huh? Sir, what are you talking about? What do you what is this about going deep on another man? Pause. Sir, you need to control yourself, sir.
Oh, Melanie Mack is a girl.
Is that the redheaded Christian?
Yeah. I think I've seen her stuff before. Let's see.
Also, I technically have to get you because even though you read it, you didn't have to read it word for word.
I didn't read it word for word.
Huh?
I didn't read it word for word.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You quoted.
Okay. Okay.
A quote is verbatim.
If I properly cited my work,
You should have paraphrased. That wouldn't be played.
Naysayer, please, I'm quoting. You don't paraphrase a quote.
Yes, you can.
If you put something in quotation marks, I am saying exactly what you're saying. If you're quoting me, you're not going to say, guess what I forgot to do. No, that's not what I say. I say, guess what I didn't do. That is a direct quote. Now quote me.
You didn't say pause.
What did I say that at?
You know you needed to.
No, I don't. We can pause it after I make my direct quotation. He didn't say pause.
He should have said pause. Bro.
Pause these nuts.
He should have said pause.
Pause these.
No, not you. Him. Skip should have said it.
Well, Skip
Skip
Bayless.
is not for the culture.
Skip Bayless is like,
Skip doesn't get it.
right.
That's an insane thing to type.
He probably thinks somebody was like,
That's a crazy
why are you jacking me off, son? Pause.
Wow.
That's the type of stuff Skip would say. He's one of those people that'll just say the most suspect thing ever.
Dang, it's already 9:00. What else we got?
Let's talk about the beefs. All right, we'll start with Cat, or you want to start with
Start with
Stephen
who?
A? Cat or Stephen A?
That Cat?
Yeah, Cat or Stephen A?
Who's Cat?
Williams.
Oh, is that really?
It became one
like...
because everybody had to respond to it, and that's where the issue came in because he made his remarks.
Is it really beef though?
Well, it really the only two that I can really say that it really felt like he had actual beef with.
Or Kevin and Cedric.
Cedric and Steve.
Yeah. He wasn't wrong about Steve.
It may be Kevin too.
He wasn't wrong about Steve though. He was wearing a man unit. He was. He was. He was. That thing was too clean, man.
I sat there and looked at that picture and I was like, dog, that lineup way too crispy.
Too perfect. It was too perfect.
That lineup was way too crispy.
It was too perfect.
I was like, man, he should have had.
Like you
his,
said,
he should have had his people call RG3 people back in the day.
He doesn't know why liars.
RG3 just now started getting crispy hairlines.
Like you said, he doesn't know why.
RG3 in the league was like an embarrassment.
Like you said, he doesn't know why liars. He doesn't know why liars lie. Steve Harvey's been lying to us for like 20 years.
The fact that Ted does not write his stuff really threw me off.
He said you're required to sing, act, and be funny. We find out you can't sing. Call that man a walrus. He was up there sitting like a walrus, couldn't get his hands off his stomach. Yeah.
Jakara's so fun.
What's also crazy was he said that he has written in his contract he won't work with Ricky Smiley unless he's in a dress.
Hey. That's crazy.
And then Tyler Perry caught a stray, which, I mean, he's absolutely right, though. That they can't play men to save their life.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's sad.
It's very sad.
And we've gone on record and criticized a lot of things that Tyler Perry has done, and that's definitely one of them.
Because why? Tragedy.
But my issue is the fact that you've had so many people come out and try to give their side of the story and call out Katt Williams for what he said, but nobody's been able to say that he lied.
Right. Right.
I'm like, can somebody at least say he's lying first?
Nobody said he lying.
But did he lie, though? Faison. I didn't know who Faison was, but guess what I'm about to start saying now?
What?
Fat Faison lie.
You don't know who that is?
No. You know, I'm that guy that doesn't know people. We had this conversation yesterday when we were talking about what was that girl name again that was playing with yesterday? The point guard.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada. I'm a Canada fan now. I don't know what her first name is no more. I just know her last name is Canada.
Jalen. No. Jordan.
Jordan Canada. I need to
Jordan
follow
Canada. Jordin Canada.
I'm gonna follow her on Instagram. Is she cute? I hope she's cute. Is that problematic?
It's very problematic. If you ask me.
I'm problematic then. Follow cute girls. I told you, all my conservative friends, they gotta be cute. My liberal friends too. The ones I follow on social media, they gotta be cute. That's why I don't follow Pearl. Pearl hit. That's why I can't follow Sexy Red either.
If you follow Sexy Red for anything, You need to be examined.
Ooh, Ari Lennox is live. Ari Lennox is fun too. I need her to come to Virginia so I can get to another concert because her concerts is always fun.
Who's?
Ari Lennox.
Oh.
She's a artist from DC, Washington DC, actually. Amazing singer. I used to watch her lives all the time on Instagram. It used to be so much fun. Oh, she working. Who bar you at? Who bar you at, sis? Shout out to my sis.
$35,000. Oscar Mayer will pay the people who drive the Wienermobile $35,000 to drive across the U.S. in a giant hot dog. I do it.
What's that?
You drive this across the U.S. for $35,000.
I'm not driving a glizzy. You're
The
not
fact that
getting
you
me
call
wrong.
it Leon said he'd do it. I'd actually do it too.
Well,
I love a good cross country road trip.
There's a difference between me and Leon. He's
It pays $35,000 as a base salary, a weekly allowance of $150 for meals and personal travel, 18 days of paid time off, full health benefits, and all hotel expenses are covered.
I'm a real naysayer.
$64-33 is crazy.
I just followed Jordan Canada on Instagram.
I hope she blocks you.
Why she blocked me?
Because I'm gonna tell her, hey, he only followed you because you played into.
He's sliding to DM, sliding.
Oh yeah, this is the other thing.
Sliding to DM.
Did you see other Melanie's post? She said free speech platform
I
at
did
Elon
see
Musk.
that.
And then Leon said one day the conservative types are going to realize how God works, how they continue to embarrass his name and image.
I mean, he did say that you'll have people like that. That's why I don't put my focus into people that are just looking for conflict like that. One, I'm not a conflict seeker in the first place. If we got beef, we just gonna have beef. You got beef with me, honestly. As far as I know,
Having beef with you is crazy.
Because I don't really.
That's what, like, for real.
I don't really bother nobody for real. All right, let me rephrase that because I'm gonna have somebody that works with me is like, you bother me every day. If I pick with you on a regular basis, that means I'm like, I'm cool with you. Like, I got people at work I just pick at.
Right.
Like, I'll walk in, hey Meanie. I kick my sister every time I see her. I'm that one person that's always got something smart to say.
That's sibling rivalry or whatever.
Yes. I always got something
Plus,
smart
you're
to
the
say.
oldest.
Yes. So I reserve the right to bully my siblings.
Yeah.
But I always got something to say. And it's usually something very slick and funny. And I'm really the same way with just about anybody. So if you got a problem with me, then
you're bored.
I'm sorry, I guess.
If you're choosing if they're choosing to have beef with you, they're bored.
I'm sorry, I guess. Am I supposed to apologize for that?
Yo,
I'm just saying.
I hate this right now.
I'm a guy that likes to. I put it like this: if I don't make jokes on a regular basis for myself, I go crazy. Yes, because the things that I do on a regular basis,
like me and talking to myself, I have to talk out loud to get some of the thoughts out.
like even at practice, I'll just say stuff, and they've caught on. So my phrase of the year is "Sweet Christmas." Anytime something happens, like, oh my sweet Christmas, oh my sweet Christmas, and I'll just say it. And I was talking to them today, and one of the girls was like, "I thought you said your phrase last year was I was born in the morning, not this morning." I was like, that is also one of my phrases. I was born in the morning, not this morning.
Born in the morning, not this morning.
Oh, I was born at 6:00 in the morning.
6:08 p.m. for me.
I'm an early baby.
Which will explain why. I'm a night owl. So
I'm not. You know, I couldn't wake up this morning.
speaking of which, my face is killing me.
It's not What? Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey pulled a big Papa Pump, a big bad booty daddy. Pause. He's fat.
You really should call him that.
Hey man, I get freaks 9 days out of the week. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, okay.
I get freaks 9 days out of the week. It's only 7 days. You're not the big Papa Pump. I'm the big bad booty daddy. You know, stop.
Something wrong with you, bro.
Hey, bro. I'm gonna start. That's what be my next phrase. 9 days out of the week. Hey, we keep doing this. Eventually, we're gonna get this down 9 days out of the week.
According to Say Cheese on Twitter,
Oh gosh.
Boosie said he feels like a failure because his kids don't live with him.
Well, whose fault is that?
Follow up, Leon, who's just on it. Leon said, "Ain't this the same dude who has strippers around his children?"
Yes.
So weird that. Weird.
Yes, that is exactly the same person. What else is going on?
I love the Saint Laurent look on Lakeith Stanfield. Someone called him the Niggler.
Oh, stop.
Killer Mike loved it.
What else is going on? I feel like we missed some stuff. It's been so much going on. There was the guy that attacked the judge.
Who went up later against the same judge, and she basically sent him away.
Good. So why were people mad about that whole thing with the little muzzle?
What are you talking about?
So people were mad. They had the little muzzle on them. They had them shackled to the ground. They were trying to make some parallels between old racist tropes and whatnot.
So I saw that, and to me, that's just taking precaution. Honestly,
right?
That's the next
I
logical.
think the issue
that's the logical precaution because literally, you had him in there. Fine. Like I imagine he was only in there because for whatever reason. But I imagine she was going to like read off something light, and then she denied his parole or whatever, and then he decided to do that. You know, so I guess you want to take every precaution. And then they tried to say, huh?
He going, oh my gosh.
Then they tried to say, well, he had mental issues or whatever, which clearly.
That's 63.
And then also, shout out to her because what she did, she didn't make any other like restrictions against him due to the incident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She kept her bias out of it.
So AEW had quite the lead in this week.
Yeah, I don't care about that.
Negative 373K.
For what?
That was the drop off from 8 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
That's fine.
Infantry versus Shane Lee and Lee Moriarty. That's on Thursday.
That's on right now, actually.
Oh, today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Dummy.
EC3 is still the NWA World Champion.
I might do a whole separate video on the Stephen A. And Whitlock stuff.
You should do what you think you should do.
I
personally, I don't have the energy to talk about that. I don't want talking about people I don't care about.
I don't care about neither one of them, so it's gonna be fun for me.
Yeah, you have
what
fun
else is
with
going
that.
on?
You have fun.
No, that's a wild spot.
What?
Takeshita and
oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm gonna need him to chill out a little bit.
Darby?
Yeah. Like I do appreciate the fact that that's his style and he loves just like doing the most damage to his body. So Natalie Laredo says she wants an opportunity in WWE too.
Who?
Natalie Laredo.
I don't know who that is.
Valley Laredo's sister. Lola Vice's sister.
Okay.
Yeah, she was in WWE.
Okay.
Which should be cool. What else is going on? I'm just scrolling through Twitter
So am
X
I, actually.
to see what I'm missing.
Let
me check because we said
Barcelona's in the Cup final, in the Super Cup final. Oh, here it is. Yeah, ain't the same dude had his son around strippers for his birthday?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's him. Oh yeah, the Ravens honored Ray Rice. Whew, that's a choice.
That is definitely a choice.
Have they found Nick Mysterio?
I had to Google that to make sure it wasn't a real person. It's not.
It's not a real person, but it's true.
It's little Jimmy. Yeah.
The fact that you had to look that up is hilarious. Wait, what? Oh, I saw that mess. I had my greatest ratio this year.
I think you showed me this. What is it?
Yeah, it was J6, and they were saying rest in peace, and they were basically trying to pay tribute to
the idiot.
What's her name?
I don't care. I know who it is. But
yeah, that girl.
Her.
If you don't know who I'm talking about, you do. Yeah. It's the one person that actually died during J6.
Yeah.
And my response was, what happens to comply and don't die?
Well done.
Let me see how many. I actually muted the reply because I was like, I'm tired of seeing all these notifications come through. So I really don't know how many responses I got to that. All I know is at one point I was like at 5,000 likes.
And also, you're not even wrong.
Oh, geez. For 12K.
Oof.
The original post got set. All right, so it was like, it's important that we remember blank blank on the 3-year anniversary of her unjust death. Blank was murdered while fighting to save. Wait.
Unjust.
While fighting to save her country from the radical left, and we cannot let them forget what they did to her and her family. Rest in peace, blank. You will not be forgotten.
She made it sound like she was fighting blue-haired liberals.
All right, listen to all the stats.
She made it sound like it was an invasion, like a zombie invasion of blue-haired liberals. She was fighting to save her country from the leftists. They were coming.
Those evil leftists.
They were coming at her in swarms. She was outnumbered and outgunned. Oh wait, they don't use guns. She was outnumbered and outdildoed.
I was gonna say out-tiered. Like they were fighting with tears and screeches. I don't know what do these liberals use nowadays in fights. I get it. The insults, the liberal insults. You racist!
Yeah.
You fascist! Those things.
She was overwhelmed by Antifa.
She was in a place she should have had no business being in.
Yep.
She knew that there was a pew pew pointed at them because the person that was recording was saying, "There's a pew pew."
Yeah. Yeah.
But she decided to continue to
Yep.
to play stupid games.
And
And
what
the
happens when you
more
play
you,
stupid
the
games?
more you f around, the more you find out.
Also, when it's the same thing when you play stupid games, you what?
You
Win the grand prize.
Yeah, that's what happens. You win the stupid prize.
Or similar to making your bed.
But yeah, I have 176 reposts, 12K likes, all this in 254K views, while this man has 12 million views and not even 1,000 likes. W ratio, chat. Put the W's in the chat. W's in. That's a banger, chat.
No, but you're right. You're 100%. What happened to it? Oh, right. She wasn't a person of color.
What you mean? Still is not racist. Still is not racist.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will give Still the okay on this. The Still is not a racist.
It really
The
isn't.
piece ain't racist.
No, it isn't. Steel doesn't discriminate.
Absolutely not.
No, it doesn't. Neither does the brass. Neither does the brass.
It's so funny how things without life are not racist. What else? Oh yeah, douchebag. Using the term douchebag in 2024 is crazy.
I got nothing else.
Yeah, I think we've covered everything that we talked about in the chat, in the group chat. I don't know. Bring us a chunk. I had to send that to the group chat just to see what he says. Free Jonathan Majors.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh Lord. What's that? Oh. Yeah, I need to get ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I refuse to wake up late again tomorrow.
How late?
Dog, I woke up at 7:40 today.
All right, ready? What? What? What?
I see what you're saying.
What?
But the issue is she's headhunting for them, and that's my issue.
Hold on. Hang on.
She's saying that if you can't stand up
mean?
against them now, you're not going to stand up for what is going to be the end of your life when it comes down to the Thomas relations.
You mean like, hold on. You're going to have to clarify that.
So she's saying that if you can't stand up against sin now, you're not going to be able to stand up against it during the time where your life is on the line.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to have to sit down and look at what she's talking about because...
So, hold on. All right, here's what gets me. So...
Oh, never mind. She used the F word. There is no excuse for that.
Oh, she used the F slur?
Yeah, she used
the F slur.
There's no excuse to that, though.
Yep.
It's cool. You can disagree with the lifestyle.
Yeah.
But when you start doing that's my issue
I
with
was literally about to try and make sense of it, and then...
No, I made sense of what she was saying. What she said made sense in that context.
I was saying I was going to make sense of it for me.
Yeah, in that context, I got it.
But
when I saw that, I was like...
Where'd she put it?
Huh?
Where'd she put it? Like,
it was in another video.
It
was in another video. And I'm happy I didn't play it because TOS.
Yeah.
So with that being said, man, I'm really about it. Go ahead. Say what you gonna say.
That's what I'm saying. Why is that necessary? You can't. And this is what I keep talking about. This is why people make fun of them.
But again,
And I'm not saying they
make
should.
fun of them.
Yes, that's
Make
what I
fun
meant.
of that person.
That's exactly what I meant.
Don't make fun of me.
No, I'm not talking about you or me.
But
I'm talking
we're
about
getting
them.
in the crossfires
I
because
know.
that's what they identify as.
I know. That's what I've been saying.
Don't make fun of me. Make fun of that clown.
That's what I've been saying. And it sucks. It sucks, personally. You know? I mean, personally, can I keep it being with you? I really don't care. You know? Honestly, I really don't. I know at the end of the day, I know what my belief system and all that. I know.
Peace, love, pot stars, talk to us, Rick and Morty. We got